When you're shopping for a Ford F-150, it feels like a simple choice. You tell yourself you're just picking an engine. But 5 years later, most owners realize that wasn't the real decision at all. What you actually chose was a cost path, a maintenance personality, a repair ecosystem. You chose whether your truck slowly drains your wallet or hits you one day with a bill so large you stare at it twice wondering if it's even real. That's what the 5.0 versus 3.5 EcoBoost debate is really about. It's not about horsepower numbers. It's not about towing charts. It's about what happens after the honeymoon period ends, after the weekends of towing, after thousands of heat cycles, after cold starts on early mornings, and especially after that moment when you hear a sound you've never heard before, and your stomach drops. Here's what Ford quietly exposed, not through a press release, not through an apology. Ford exposes these things the same way they always do, through paperwork, service bulletins, revised procedures, official fixes that only exist when the same complaint shows up again, and again, and again. That paper trail tells a story. Tonight we're going to walk through 3 simple things. First, what people think they're buying when they choose the 5.0 or the 3.5. Second, what they're actually buying over 5 years of ownership. And third, the one simple rule that makes the right choice obvious for your life. Because this isn't about which engine looks better on a spec sheet. It's about whether your truck feels like a dependable tool or an expensive science experiment. And to understand the cost trap, we have to start with how these two engines make power. Because the design difference explains almost everything. To understand why the 5-year cost difference isn't close for some owners, you have to understand how these two engines are built to make power. The 5.0-liter V8 follows the traditional path. Air comes in, fuel mixes, a spark lights it. Power is made through displacement and engine speed. Yes, it's modern. It has variable cam timing. It has emission systems and electronic controls. But the core idea is still simple. There's no extra system forcing air into the engine to create torque. What you feel under your right foot is mostly what the engine itself can produce. The 3.5 EcoBoost works differently. It's a smaller engine that relies on turbochargers to push extra air into the cylinders. More air allows more fuel. More fuel creates more torque, especially at low speeds. That's why it feels so strong right away. That instant pull is what sells a lot of trucks on the first test drive. But here's the trade-off most people don't like to talk about. Turbo power almost always brings complexity. Not every truck fails. Not every owner has trouble. But over 5 years, cost rarely comes from a catastrophic failure. It comes from heat, pressure, and systems stacked on top of systems. More plumbing, more sensors, more moving parts. And that creates more opportunities for small problems to become expensive diagnoses. Ford has shown us exactly where the pressure points are. Not by making public announcements, but by standardizing fixes. When enough owners complain about the same sound, the same behavior, or the same warning, a pattern forms. One of the most common examples on the EcoBoost side is the cold start rattle. Some owners live with it, some sell the truck, some decide they want it fixed, and that's when costs begin to climb. Because the real fix usually isn't simple. It's labor heavy. Often half the bill is just reaching the parts. That's the EcoBoost cost pattern. Not constant failure, but higher repair exposure when something does need attention. Now compare that to the 5.0 experience. The V8 doesn't feel like a shortcut. It feels predictable. And predictability matters most when the truck is out of warranty. That doesn't mean the 5.0 is perfect. Some years have oil consumption discussions. Some owners notice noises that create anxiety. But those issues are less likely to funnel into a single, high-dollar repair event. Over 5 years, the V8 tends to cost money in smaller, more manageable ways. The EcoBoost, when it decides to get expensive, usually does it in fewer, larger hits. That difference is the foundation of the 5-year cost gap. This is where a lot of buyers get misled. Fuel economy. On paper, the 3.5 EcoBoost often looks like the smarter financial choice. In steady highway driving, light throttle and no load, turbo engines can post impressive numbers. That data spreads quickly online. But trucks are not driven on spreadsheets. The moment you use a truck like a truck, towing, hauling, hills, traffic, short trips, on that advantage shrinks fast. Because boost equals fuel. Every time the turbos work harder, more fuel is injected to match the extra air. That's just physics. So let's talk real numbers. Assume 15,000 miles per year. Over 5 years, that's 75,000 miles. If one engine averages about 18 miles per gallon in real-world use, and the other averages about 20, That sounds dramatic on the internet. In dollars, at roughly $3.5 per gallon, the difference comes out to around $1,400 to $1,500 over 5 years. That's it. One mid-level repair erases that fuel savings instantly. That's why the 5-year cost gap isn't close for certain owners. Not because fuel doesn't matter, it does. But because repair exposure matters more. Now let's get practical. Over 5 years, you pay for 3 things. First, routine maintenance. Oil changes, filters, fluids, tires. That cost is fairly similar either way. Second, wear items. Spark plugs, coils, sensors. Modern engines have a lot of electronics. That's normal. And third, events. The real 5-year equation is simple. How likely is a repair event, and how expensive is it when it happens? On the 3.5 side, expensive events tend to cluster around turbo and timing systems. Even when the truck still runs, labor and access drive the bill. On the 5.0 side, expensive events exist too, but the engine doesn't rely on a separate boost system to make the power you bought it for. That's why owners who keep trucks longer often drift toward the V8. Not because they dislike turbos, because they dislike surprises. So here's the rule to remember. If you lease trade often or stay under warranty, the 3.5 EcoBoost can be an excellent choice. If you plan to keep your truck around 5 years or longer, and you value predictable ownership, the 5.0 usually offers fewer high-dollar pathways. The cost trap isn't fuel. The cost trap is complexity. And once you understand that, the right engine choice becomes clear.